hope you're all having a lovely day. Today I'm going to be doing a guided meditation, guided relaxation, mindfulness type activity tonight. I have pre-recorded it, but it is going out on live stream. The reason I pre-recorded it was because I wanted to show you my garden, because that is the place that I feel most relaxed and calm. So I wanted to share some videos of me going around my garden and showing the different plants. And that also means if you choose to keep your eyes open during the relaxation, because it's completely up to you, you can see some nice imagery that will hopefully relax you. So if you can find sort of a space that is comfortable, whether it's sort of like lying down or sitting on a chair, whatever position you feel comfortable, and also find somewhere that's relatively quiet, but that's absolutely fine if you can't find that, because we're also going to be focusing on the sounds around us and being mindful of those, so that's absolutely fine. And I'll just give you a minute to find somewhere, just scrolling through and checking this is working. Oh, also I'm going to upload this video onto YouTube afterwards. It's going to stay on YouTube, and I will also pop it on some social medias as well. So I'll put it on the Camp Morty Facebook and the Camp Morty Instagram, so that you can access it whenever you want to as a tool. So I think we're ready to get started. Okay. Okay, so first up we're going to do some mindful breathing. I personally found mindfulness quite tricky to understand when I was first learning about it. So if you want to learn more about it after this live stream, I would definitely recommend to check out Hannah's nature meditation video. That's up on the Camp Morty virtual camp YouTube. Definitely check that one out. So to start up, we're just going to talk a little bit about mindfulness and mindful breathing. So sometimes being mindful is allowing ourselves to focus on the things around us, whether that's the sounds we can hear, the smells we can smell, what we can see, what we're sitting on or how we're standing, and how you're connected to the ground. So it's up to you whether you close your eyes during this activity. You can focus on the imagery of my garden on the screen if you like, if you don't choose to close your eyes. So to start off, we're going to take some breaths in and out. So it's just focusing on the breaths when you're inhaling and exhaling. A good way to do this is to fully put your attention onto your breath, trying to observe each breath without trying to adjust it. It may also help to focus on the rise and fall of your chest and the sensation of your breath through your nostrils when you're breathing in and through your mouth when you're breathing out. Also be aware and mindful of the sounds around you. Can you hear people talking? Can you hear cars? If you're outside when you're doing this, can you hear birds? If you can't hear anything, you can focus on the sound of your own breathing. It's totally okay if your mind wanders. Just gently remind yourself of what you're being mindful of and carry on breathing and focusing on the breath, moving in and out of your body. If you don't find it relaxing, alternatively looking at the imagery of nature and flowers that I've put up on the screen is also a great way to relax and wind down too. So we're going to take a few more breaths in and out. In and out. When you're breathing in and out, you can sometimes feel your shoulders going up and down and your chest moving as you're inhaling and exhaling. As I said, paying attention to this can be a really helpful way of moving your attention onto your breath and your breathing. So next up, another thing that I learned actually at camp for when I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed is the hand tracing technique. So this goes carrying on with the breathing, but it also adds another thing that we can do. So if you carry on getting back into your mindful breathing, so let's do a couple more. In and out, and in and out. So for this one, you can put your palm out, so it can be facing up or down, that's up to you. And then with your opposite hand, you want to take one of your fingers and start tracing your fingers. So you sort of, as if you're tracing on a page, but you're doing it with your finger instead of a pen. So you go up from your arm and round your thumb, and then down and up across your other fingers. So you're tracing your fingers to the top of your fingertips and going down and then back up. Try and focus on the feeling of your finger moving across your hand and what that feels like, and if it feels relaxing to you. This can be a really good way of being mindful because you're also focusing on your breathing as well as focusing on your hand and moving your finger. If you do this a few times and try and feel the changes in your body and how you're breathing and how focusing and being mindful can perhaps give you a space to relax. So let's do this 2 more times. Keep on with your breathing if you can do. And it's also okay if your mind wanders, that's totally normal. Just try and gently remind yourself that you're being mindful right now. So now we can get on to the main activity, which is guided relaxation or guided meditation. Personally, I find guided relaxations really helpful for when my body feels tense and I want to wind down, whether this is before bed or just when I'm feeling stressful in the day and I need a time out. So this one is called a body scan because in turn you go through relaxing different parts of your body. So if you can lie down on your back, that's great, but if not, sitting down is also perfect. Allow your legs and your feet to relax, and roll back your shoulders and rest your arms by your side. Ideally, you could have your palms facing up too. If you'd like to, you can close your eyes. It helps me to calm down, but again, you can also look at the imagery on the screen for this one too. Let's start with our toes. Without moving anything else on our bodies, let's squeeze our toes while you're inhaling through your mouth. Squeeze our toes while you're inhaling through your nose, as tight as you can. And then as you exhale your breath, you release your toes and relax them. You should be able to feel your toes relax on this one. Let's try it again. So let's inhale through our noses, squeeze in our toes, and then release them as we breathe out. So next up, let's move on to our feet. So keeping the rest of your body still, let's squeeze up our feet into a tight position. And then as you breathe out, relax them. Let's try it one more time. The next up are your legs. So do the same thing again. If you can, tense them up and then relax them. Something to keep in mind with this exercise is that if anything feels uncomfortable or if something doesn't feel relaxed for you, absolutely don't do it, or you can stop doing it whenever it feels right for you.
Also, if your mind wanders, don't worry, that's completely normal. Try and remind yourself that you're being mindful right now on your breath and relaxing your body, and gently shift your focus back. Next, let's focus on your hands. Squeeze your hands tightly and then release them out as you breathe out of your mouth. Keep going with your breathing and take note of the way your body might feel more relaxed. Keep on breathing in and out. We are going to do one last activity. This one is the calm place activity. It's one of my favourites because it's something you can do when you're being mindful and you're relaxing, lying down or sitting down like this, but you can also use it when you're doing normal everyday tasks. So I'd like you to imagine somewhere where you feel calm. This can be a real place that you've been to or a place that you haven't been to. It can even be an imaginary place. So together we are going to build our calm place. So first, let's have a think about what your place might look like. Are you on the beach? Are you in a forest? Are you in a city? Are you inside a building or are you outside in nature? Have a think about what you might be able to see around you. And keep on with your mindful breathing while you're doing this. Personally, it helps me to close my eyes while I do this, but again, you can have your eyes open or closed. Next, we're going to think about what we can hear. Can you hear cars or birds? Is it really quiet where you are, or is it really noisy? Sometimes it's quite hard to do this activity because it can feel silly or pointless to build something in your head, especially if it's imaginary. But having a calm space in your head to go to when you're feeling a lot of emotions and it feels overwhelming perhaps can be really useful. So let's keep on imagining our places. What can you hear? Can you smell anything? So for me, my place is a forest. I can smell the trees and the crisp air, kind of like at camp in the woods with all the trees. I can see them, I can see their leaves, their trunks, the ground. I can feel my feet and my shoes on the ground, and I can feel my fingertips touching the leaves on the trees. Have a think about if you are alone or with someone else. Either is absolutely okay, whatever makes you feel more relaxed. I'm going to keep on breathing and think about our place, or you can alternatively watch the nature pictures on the screen. And I'm going to play a few minutes of birdsong which I recorded in my garden today. Okay, in a few moments we are going to slowly open our eyes if they've been closed and start to wake up our bodies from being all relaxed. Make sure you do this carefully when you're getting up, so you can start off with shaking your shoulders back and forth, and then your arms and your legs until you feel a little bit more awake. You can also wiggle your fingers and your toes, and maybe you might need a little bit of a yawn as well if you've been a little bit sleepy.
Hi, thank you so much for coming to the video. I hope you really enjoyed the relaxation techniques, and I really hope you're feeling a little bit more relaxed after the different activities we did. I'm going to save it onto some different platforms, so it'll be saved on YouTube, and also I'll put it onto Instagram and Facebook, so hopefully you'll be able to watch it if you ever feel like it might help you out or help you to relax at some point. So also remember that this is not the only way to do mindfulness. Mindfulness can be done when you're going for a walk, when you are colouring. So my favourite one is to do it when I'm doing art. So when I'm painting, I feel really mindful, sort of focusing on what colours I'm picking, what I'm drawing, what I'm creating, the sounds of the pencils. You can do mindfulness in lots of daily activities. It doesn't have to be when you're lying down or sitting down and doing a relaxation type thing. So I hope you enjoyed it, and also if you found it helpful, or if you didn't, or if you have any feedback, just comment it below. I know it's not quite live, but it should be live streamed this, so let me know whether you enjoyed it or whether you didn't, and I will see you next time. Hope you have a lovely rest of the day.